This is Dr. Barbara O'Neill. Have you been feeling tired, even after sleeping 8 hours? Do you wake up already exhausted? Do your legs feel heavy when you walk? Does your mind feel foggy in the afternoon? Do you sometimes wonder, is this just aging? What if I told you that what you are feeling may not be age at all? What if the real issue is something most people never check, never think about, and rarely understand? Your blood oxygen. And here is something even more surprising. You can have normal lungs. You can breathe every day without struggle. You can even have normal oxygen readings at the doctor's office. And still your cells may not be getting what they need. That is what we are going to talk about today, because when oxygen delivery drops, even slightly, your energy drops first, your brain slows, your muscles fatigue, your circulation weakens, your healing slows down, and most people blame age. Let me ask you something. Why do young children run endlessly without fatigue? Why do athletes recover quickly? Why does someone with vibrant energy look so different from someone who feels drained? It is not just food. It is not just sleep. It is not just vitamins. It is oxygen. Oxygen is the spark of life inside every single cell. Without it, nothing works properly. And after 60 years, oxygen efficiency naturally declines. But here is the empowering truth. It does not have to continue declining. We think of nutrients as things we eat, vitamins, minerals, proteins. But the most important nutrient enters through your lungs. You can survive weeks without food. You can survive days without water. You cannot survive minutes without oxygen. And yet, most people never consider whether they are truly oxygenating well. Here's how it works in simple terms. When you inhale, oxygen travels into your lungs. From there, it enters your bloodstream. It attaches to hemoglobin inside red blood cells. Those red blood cells travel through your arteries and deliver oxygen to tissues. Sounds simple, but here is where problems begin. As we age, where lung elasticity decreases, a posture collapses the chest cavity, a circulation slows, our arteries stiffen, or hemoglobin may decline, inflammation increases. All of these reduce oxygen delivery efficiency. And the first symptom, fatigue, not dramatic illness, not immediate disease, just low energy. And because it happens gradually, people assume it is normal. It is common. But common does not mean normal. Your brain uses about 20% of your body's oxygen supply. When oxygen drops, the brain notices immediately. You may experience a brain fog, memory lapses, a slow thinking, a mood changes, the irritability, a lack of motivation. Have you ever felt like your thoughts are moving through mud? That may not be aging. It may be oxygen delivery. Even slight reductions in oxygen can affect neurotransmitter balance. Oxygen supports ATP production, the energy currency of your cells. Without ATP, brain cells cannot fire efficiently. And here is something many do not realize. Poor posture alone can reduce lung capacity by up to 30%. Look around. How many people over 60 sit slouched? How many walk hunched forward? When the chest collapses, the lungs cannot fully expand. Less expansion means less oxygen intake. Less oxygen intake means lower energy, and it becomes a silent cycle. Here is an important distinction. You may have normal oxygen saturation levels when measured with a finger device, but oxygen saturation is not the full story. There is a difference between oxygen in the blood, oxygen delivered to tissues, oxygen utilized inside cells. The third one is the most important. If circulation is poor, delivery is weak. If mitochondria are weak, utilization is poor. After 60, mitochondrial efficiency declines naturally. Mitochondria are tiny structures inside your cells that use oxygen to create energy. Think of them as microscopic power plants. When they weaken, you feel weaker. When they function well, you feel alive. This is why two people the same age can feel completely different. One says, "I'm just getting old, Dodd." The other says, "I feel great." Often, the difference is oxygen efficiency. Let me give you subtle signs most people ignore. A cold hands and feet, a slow wound healing, a frequent yawning, afternoon crashes, shortness of breath with light activity, a pale skin, the poor exercise tolerance, the needing caffeine to function. Caffeine stimulates the nervous system temporarily, but it does not improve oxygen delivery. In fact, excessive caffeine may constrict blood vessels and worsen circulation in some individuals. The real question is, why does your body need stimulation to feel awake? Because oxygen fuels natural energy. Without it, your body asks for help. And most people give it sugar or coffee. Inside every cell, oxygen combines with glucose to create ATP. No oxygen. Very little ATP. Low ATP. Low energy. This process is called cellular respiration. When oxygen levels drop, cells switch to less efficient energy pathways. That produces less energy and more waste. Over time, waste buildup contributes to fatigue, inflammation, and cellular stress. Now imagine this happening every single day for years. That is what gradual oxygen decline can look like. It is not dramatic. It is slow, but it accumulates. What if your energy is not gone, but simply waiting for oxygen? What if the tiredness you feel is reversible? What if small adjustments in breathing, posture, circulation, and lifestyle could restore vitality? In the next section, we will explore why shallow breathing becomes common after 60, how circulation determines oxygen delivery, the surprising link between hydration and oxygen, and the daily habits quietly reducing your oxygen supply. Because once you understand this, you will never think about being tired the same way again. Let us go deeper. You may think you breathe the same way you did at 30, but you do not. After 60, breathing patterns subtly change, and most people never notice. The average adult uses only a fraction of their lung capacity. Instead of deep diaphragmatic breathing, many shift into shallow chest breathing. Why? Because stress tightens the upper chest, because posture collapses the rib cage, because sitting becomes more common, because abdominal muscles weaken. When you breathe shallowly, you exchange less air. Less air means less oxygen entering the bloodstream. And when oxygen intake decreases, your body adapts, but not in a good way. You feel more tired with less activity. You need more rest after small tasks. You avoid exertion because it feels harder. And slowly your world becomes smaller. But here is something powerful. Breathing is the only automatic function you can consciously control. You cannot consciously control your liver. You cannot consciously control your pancreas, but you can control your breath. And when you change your breath, you change your oxygen supply. The diaphragm is the primary muscle of breathing. When it contracts, it pulls downward, expanding the lungs fully. But with age, the diaphragm weakens, especially if we sit often. Many seniors rely heavily on upper chest muscles instead of the diaphragm. This is inefficient. Upper chest breathing. It uses more energy, it delivers less oxygen, it increases tension, it activates stress hormones. Diaphragmatic breathing. It improves oxygen exchange, it calms the nervous system, it improves circulation, it enhances energy production. Let me ask you something. You consciously took a slow, deep breath into your belly. Most people cannot remember. And yet, something so simple may dramatically affect vitality. Now let us talk about posture. If your shoulders are rounded forward, your lungs cannot expand fully. If your spine is curved, your rib cage cannot open completely. Imagine trying to inflate a balloon that is partially compressed. That is what happens inside a slouched chest. After 60, spinal compression increases naturally. Disc height reduces, muscles weaken, but posture can still be improved. Even small adjustments can increase lung expansion significantly. Try this simple test. Sit upright, roll your shoulders back gently, lift your chest slightly, take a slow breath in through your nose. Notice the difference. More space, more air, more expansion. That is oxygen returning, and oxygen means energy. Even if you breathe well, oxygen must travel. This depends on circulation. After 60, arteries may stiffen, blood flow may slow, blood vessels may narrow due to plaque buildup or inflammation. When circulation slows, oxygen delivery slows, your feet may feel cold, your legs may tire quickly, your brain may feel sluggish. Good oxygenation is not only about lungs, it is about blood flow. Movement becomes essential. And here is something interesting. Walking is excellent, but resistance training improves circulation differently. When muscles contract, they squeeze blood vessels and push blood back toward the heart. This enhances circulation. Muscle is not just for strength. Muscle is a circulation organ. The more muscle you maintain after 60, the better oxygen travels, and better oxygen means better energy. Now let us discuss something often overlooked. Iron. Iron is a key component of hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen. Without sufficient iron, oxygen cannot attach properly. Even mild anemia can cause a fatigue, a weakness, the shortness of breath, a dizziness, pale skin. But iron balance must be careful. Too little iron reduces oxygen transport. Too much iron increases oxidative stress. This is why testing matters, not guessing. After 60, some individuals absorb iron less efficiently, others accumulate too much. The key is balance. If oxygen is not binding well to hemoglobin, energy will drop no matter how well you breathe. Hydration, the hidden oxygen factor. Now here is something most people never connect to oxygen. Water. Your blood is mostly water. If you are dehydrated, blood becomes thicker. Thicker blood flows more slowly. Slower flow means reduced oxygen delivery. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue. Many seniors reduce water intake because they do not want frequent bathroom trips. But chronic mild dehydration reduces circulation efficiency, and that means oxygen delivery suffers. Simple question. Are you drinking enough water throughout the day? Not just tea, not just coffee, pure water. Your blood depends on it. Earlier we mentioned mitochondria, your cellular power plants. Oxygen is used inside mitochondria to create ATP, but mitochondria weaken with inactivity, poor nutrition, and oxidative stress. The good news, they respond quickly to improvement. Movement stimulates mitochondrial growth. Deep breathing increases oxygen supply. Cold exposure mildly stimulates mitochondrial activity. Sunlight supports circadian rhythm, which influences mitochondrial function. The body is adaptable even after 60. It is never too late to improve oxygen utilization. Let me challenge you gently. Do you sit for long periods without moving? Spend most of your day indoors? Or rarely take deep breaths? Avoid strength training. Drink minimal water. Slouch frequently. These habits accumulate, and over years, oxygen efficiency declines, not dramatically, but steadily, and energy declines with it. But here is the empowering truth, because these declines are gradual. They can be reversed gradually. When oxygen improves, the energy rises, brain clarity sharpens, mood stabilizes, endurance increases, healing accelerates, sleep improves. Oxygen is not a stimulant, it is life. In the next part, we will explore how nasal breathing affects oxygen uptake, the connection between carbon dioxide and oxygen release, why over-breathing can actually reduce oxygen delivery, simple daily practices to improve oxygenation safely, because sometimes the problem is not that you are not breathing enough, it is that you are breathing incorrectly, and that is where the real transformation begins. And please do subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates about health.